Hey homebrewers, it's me, Corey. Hey, I just wanted to talk to you here at the beginning of this episode, this special episode, because I don't want to take a break in the middle and interrupt the audio of this podcast. So I'm going to talk now and get it over with so you can enjoy the rest of the episode. So disclaimer before this special episode starts, telling Zinia's story, I just want to tell you guys, if you haven't listened to the previous episodes of Reef of Madness, you might be a little lost when listening to this episode. So you might want to take the opportunity now to go listen to those episodes first, and then you can come back and listen to this episode. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can listen to it if you want to, but just try to help you out. Yeah. And hey, just want to let you guys know you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. Just find us at HBA The Podcast. We've been having some fun conversations on Twitter, so join in, have some fun. And Instagram, you guys have been awesome, and it's been a lot of fun sharing with the community on there as well. So one last thing, Audible. Have you guys gotten your free month of Audible yet and your free audiobook? Well, you should, because for you guys here at Homebrew Adventures, Audible has created a special program where you can get 1 month free of Audible, listen to some cool audiobooks, and you get one free download. Just head over to www.audibletrial.com/Homebrew Adventures, and you can set up your free month of Audible. So yeah, guys, this is a really cool episode for those who have wondered what is going on with Zinia during this time. And without further ado, let's listen to this episode. See ya.
My dearest Zinia, I am sorry that I had to leave. Please know that it was for a noble cause. I can never come back, for your protection and your mother's. I placed a charm on you so you would not remember what I looked like, to spare you from looking for me. I don't want them coming after you. I have left you this ring of protection to help you if they ever get through me, and I can't protect you. This world needs guardians, and it is now my burden to bear. Look after your mother and take care of her. I fear for her. Your father. And P.S. If you ever want to know who I am, this ring will guide you to me. If I am dead, it will guide you to the one who killed me.
Zinia, where are you going? Zinia, we should talk. Well, I guess not. Zinia rushes away from Alfred, eventually yelling out that she must find her father. Reluctantly from a distance, Alfred says, "Good luck!" And with a wave of his hand, the white static dimension that they are in begins to disappear. Zinia now finds herself running down what appears to be a well-traveled road. She slows herself to a steady walk as she catches her breath and gains her bearings.
I feel terrible for just leaving everyone. They'll understand. Once I find my father and figure all this out, I know our paths will cross. After all, I'm a guardian now, I guess. Just like my father.
Darkness settles in as she continues walking down this road. She is surrounded by forest on either side of her, the moon casting light on her surroundings, and it's eerily quiet, except for the occasional rustling in the trees. A few times she swears she sees the outline of a figure in the trees. It might just be her nerves. She realizes she has been clutching her father's ring this whole time, and loosens her grip, and slowly but cautiously slides the ring on her finger. A rush of warmth covers her body, and she feels oddly connected to the ring and something else. She gets an uneasy feeling as a split-second vision of the ocean and a small island appear before her and disappear.
So, this ring is supposed to take me to my father. I wonder if that vision is the location of my father.
As she ponders these thoughts, walking this road and deciding what to do next, she sees lamplight ahead and can make out a few structures. The sign, "Welcome to Mossstone," lies before her. The ring on her finger begins to pulse at a steady beat when she first reads the sign as if it's trying to say something.
I guess this means I'm heading in the right direction. I guess I'm going to Mossstone,
she says as she takes one last look behind her before she heads into this unknown town.
What is that? Am I being followed?
She notices two figures in the shadows just staring right at her. Dark yellow eyes peer through black cloaks. Her ring starts to pulse at an alarming rate, which she takes as a warning sign. She turns and rushes towards the town and looks over her shoulder and breathes a sigh of relief as she sees them head back into the trees and not follow her. As she steps into Mossstone, she hears crashes of water coming from the east and smells what she believes to be the ocean.
This must be a coast town. Alfred, you must have known exactly where to drop me off.
While contemplating what to do next, she finds the nearest tavern to sit and come up with a plan. Maybe if she processes this all, she can figure out where to go next. The tavern is rather small and filled with a handful of humans and a few creatures she doesn't recognize. She finds a small table in the back next to a small fireplace and collects her thoughts. "You look troubled, dear," says a voice coming from the corner table behind her. Zinia turns around to see a hooded figure sitting alone in the shadows. The figure appears hunched over a little, and Zinia can see old frail hands resting on the stranger's table. Zinia swears to herself that no one was sitting at that table when she sat down. Must be the nerves. "Who isn't troubled these days?" Zinia says. "That is true, young one, but I sense deep turmoil inside of you, a weight you feel. You are on a quest, are you not? Such things can't be hidden from an old seer such as myself, especially an old seer with similar qualities, such as yourself." She pulls back her hood to reveal the elven ears she had hidden beneath. "If it is answers you seek, I may be able to help." Zinia eventually agrees to speak with the old elf seer, and just speaks of the quest to find her father. Zinia mentions the ring and how her father she had never met left it for her, but she doesn't speak of becoming a guardian or of her new friends she left behind. After a while, the old elf offers to look into her future and see how she can help. When she is done, she says to Zinia, "You forget, I am a seer. No secret can be kept from me. But you do not worry, your secret is safe with me. After all, we need guardians in this realm. It is not a task that comes easy. It is a great responsibility. I had the privilege of meeting two young guardians many years ago who passed through the same town. As fate would have it, they perished at sea shortly after. A cruel fate, but they chose to face an evil and it conquered them. It seems you are faced with this same fate. Your path, as I have so clearly seen, takes you out to sea, to the same waters. That which you seek will be revealed to you there. You will find what your ring is leading you to." A chill comes over Zinia as she takes this all in, and the old lady tells her where to go.
"So, if you saw so clearly into my future, then that means you saw my father, right? You said I would find who the ring is leading me to." "What I saw is you standing face to face to the one whom the ring is guiding you to. The details I do not know. But I must warn you, sometimes the things we seek are best left unknown. But you seem adamant about finding your father. I understand. Here, take this," as she hands Zinia an amulet. "This amulet has brought me luck for a lifetime. May it bring you luck when you feel lost." "Thank you, you are kind. I do not know how I could ever repay you."
"Nonsense, dear. Just remember the amulet. Sometimes you just need the smallest of luck." Shortly after they parted ways, Zinia put the amulet around her neck and tucked it away. Unfortunately, Zinia didn't see the old seer wear a devious smile as she walked away, nor did she see the yellow glow in the old eyes as she disappeared into the shadows of the tavern. Zinia stepped outside of the tavern, not sure exactly what her next move would be. All she knew was that she needed to find a boat and head out to sea. The seer said she had to head out towards an island not too far from here, about a day's sailing. She said it would be a tiny outcropping off the main island that had a small fishing village on it. That's where Zinia was gonna head. She knew the ring would make sure and guide her. Zinia passed a few campsites off the dock where dozens of ships were docked for the night. While passing one of these sites, she felt a strong urge to stop and check it out. Her ring was now giving off a blue aura, just ever so slightly. She slowly eased her way to the campsite under the cover of the dark. She heard voices and stopped to listen.
Oh, come on, Beatrix. Do we have to keep tracking that spooky ship? All them Imperial guards is looking for you. The heat is too hot right now. Yes, you idiot. These cult ships always have lots of valuables on them. One last score and we can lay low for a while. Just have to get their ship first and we'll be rich. And I told you to call me Eleanor now, you twig. Can't be using my real name when the guards is looking for me. Sorry, Eleanor. I'll be more careful. By the way, are you sure that sextant we stole is leading us the right way? It's leading us this far, hasn't it? I told you. It's just like magic or something. It'll take us straight to the island. Zenia's ears perked when she heard the word island. She thought to herself, maybe it's the same island I'm supposed to head to. She watched them closely now. Yes, sir, this will take us straight there. Zinia watched as this Eleanor sat this sextant down next to her belongings. With a gasp of excitement, Zinia could see that the sextant was putting off a light blue aura, the same as her ring. Under her breath, Zinia said to herself, "You're trying to tell me something, aren't you, Father?" Zinia waited until they fell asleep that night, and she ever so carefully stole the sextant from the thieves' camp. She then rushed and found the quickest-looking small fishing boat docked and commandeered it without being seen. She was now headed out to sea. She spent the first few hours learning how to properly keep the sails in place and keep a course. She then examined the sextant and realized its magic. When you looked through the glass in the proper direction, it would turn bright green, and that's how you knew you were heading in the right direction. With the sails set, the ship pointed in the right direction, Zinia finally fell asleep. The warm sun shining down on Zenia's face caused her to awaken. The little sleep she got felt refreshing. She stood up in the boat and scanned the ocean she was drifting in. Father, when I find you, you have a lot of explaining to do. She begins to wonder if this is even worth it, finding an elf man she never met. But she feels deep down inside of her that she must find her father. After a few more hours pass, and after she has checked the sextant a few more times to make sure she is still on course, Zinia spots a tiny outcropping of rocks and land in the distance. Just past this little mass of land, she sees a much larger island further in the distance. That must be the fishing village the seer told me about. This must be the island. Zinia can also see on the other side of this outcropping are two small fishing boats headed back to the main island. One of the boats looks pretty beaten up and carrying one creature. The other is carrying three. She can't make out what they look like. She starts to sail around this outcropping, but her ring starts to pulse repeatedly as she feels like she should check out this little bit of land. So she does. As she shores up here, to her surprise, she finds an enormous crab, dead. Arrows sticking in the meat of it and its underbelly cut open. It looks as if a fight took place here. Maybe those people leaving did this, she thought. Just then, out of the corner of her eye, she noticed a stone monument. Its shape she has seen before in books. It is an obelisk. And right now, it's pulsating a deep blue light, almost as if calling to Zinia. She rushes to the obelisk and examines it. She begins touching it, but nothing happens. She notices a weird shape in the obelisk, and after a bit of examining, she realizes she knows the shape.
She grabs the sextant from the boat and inserts it into the shape in the obelisk, a perfect fit. A low hum of energy comes from the obelisk, and it glows brighter. After a few moments, nothing else happens, just a steady, low hum. Then Zinia sees another shape lower on the obelisk. Zinia lets out a laugh and says,
I guess all I needed was a little bit of luck after all.
She pulls the lucky amulet off her neck and inserts it into a similar shape on the obelisk. A sphere of energy radiates from the stone and covers Zinia, and pain shoots through her left arm, starting from the ring on her finger. Panic sets in as she is pulled into the obelisk and disappears. The sextant and the amulet both shoot from the obelisk with such force that they land on the shore of the nearby island. Zinia comes to. It's dark and damp. She can hear water all around her. Is this some kind of cave? She thinks to herself. Light begins to creep in, but she swears it's starlight. Stars in a cave? She whispers. As she stands up, she finally realizes she is at the bottom of the ocean. She sees water all around her and what looks like stars and galaxies. Yet she can breathe fine and move fine, and then a chill runs down her spine.
Well, what do we have here? Have you come to release me from my prison?
Who are you?
I am the Deep Lord. I am he who awakened the cosmos, and I am also a killer of guardians.
This time, not only was her ring pulsing, but also connected a strand of blue light from the ring to this voice in the shadows. With a crushed and heavy heart, Zinia knew what she feared. Her father is dead. And this must be the creature that killed him.
Show yourself!
With pleasure.
Floating out of the shadows, Zinia now stood face to face with a one-eyed monster. Well, one large eye, that is. 8 smaller eyes protrude from its body on tentacle-like appendages. A bulbous, bioluminescent organ hangs in front of his gaping jaws. Jagged, razor-sharp teeth line the inside of its evil smile. Zinia notices a large scar over his central eye.
I haven't seen a guardian in a while. The last and only guardian I killed gave me this scar across my eye. Right above this very spot, actually, on the surface of the waters. He and his female companion put up a fight, and I enjoyed killing them. But little did I know his blade was magic when he cut me across my eye. The magic trapped me under these waters. Now others have to do the work for me.
Just then, the old seer from the tavern walks out from behind the beast.
Hello, dear. How is that luck treating you?
I'm sorry, but we must kill you now. The beast and the old lady elf shoot a blast of energy at Zinia. At the same time, her ring projects a blue shield that holds back the beams of energy coming for her, and she hears a voice in her head. Zinia, it's me. I don't know how long this will hold them off.
Father?
Yes, it's me, dearest Zinia. My spirit is forged in this ring. I knew that once I died, I might need to protect you one day. That time has come, and I don't know how long I will last before my spiritual energy runs out, and I'll be gone forever. You can't do this alone. He is too strong, but Zinia, help is on the way. I can feel it. You just have to hold on long enough till it arrives. And dear, I need to tell you one more thing before I am gone. Something I should have told you long ago but kept. You have a sister.